This is the Women of Wonder podcast, where we help women tap into their superpowers. Welcome to Women of Wonder. I'm here with Sara Rose. Sara, I'm so happy to have you here today.
I'm so honored to
And
be
I told
here.
you, I was like, I'm going to look into your eyes.
I love this. I feel like this is a proposal.
I started
this
so
coffee.
deep. Oh, I am really happy to have this connection with you, and we've known each other for many years now.
Yes.
And in fact, actually, I think like what's cool is that there's this, we have this huge portrait on our wall, a family portrait, which I don't know if you remember or recognize.
I
which
saw
I'll show.
that when I walked up the stairs.
And that was something that we had worked on together. And it was this big, beautiful, elaborate photo shoot. And Sara was the hair and makeup on this shoot. And it's like anyone who comes to our home, this is what they see. I'll have to embed it into this video so you can see. But it was
we just
beautiful.
Couldn't get rid of each other since that day.
It's just like keep coming back to each other, keep coming back.
Gazing in each other's eyes, talking about life.
Yes, we do like that, right? We like
true.
talking about life. And I feel like really this connection to you, not only as I see you rise as this beautiful, strong businesswoman, but also as this beautiful, strong spiritual being.
Oh, thank you, Nisha. I
Yes,
appreciate that.
yes.
Same as yourself. And, you know, it's been such a pleasure since I've met you, spending time with you and getting to know you and the growth of you and your family and everybody. You bring such a light to all of us.
Oh, thank you. Now
Yeah.
I'm blushing up, forgetting all the things I was going to ask you.
Gotta flirt.
Let's just stare into each other a little more. I love it. I love the flirt. I love that idea of kindness to each other, right? As like women and, women in business and like being women who are bringing something to this world. It's like sharing your light. And I feel whenever I'm with you, I feel that light. And I bet anyone that you would talk to about Sara Rose would say the same thing, that you share this beautiful light that you have. And so maybe tell us a bit about like, why is that important to you? Why does that happen?
I honestly don't know. Well, diving right in.
Right in.
So to be honest with you, I don't know where you would want me to start, but I think it's just been such an important part of who I am ever since I was little. I think my mom even tells me I was brought up as an old soul, and she would speak to me if she was having a moment of needing like a deep breath kind of space for herself. And I would say, it's okay, Mom, this happens to everybody. And I was like 4 or 5 years old. So I think I've always just been in the space of, keep calm and carry on type of a person.
Yes.
And I think that support can be brought to so many people because so many people allow the loudness of the world and life and experiences and things around them, that sometimes when you can meet a person that can make you present and grounded and in the space to enjoy each other's conversations and presence, it's pretty cool. And when you meet a like-minded person that can enjoy and indulge in that, that's even like, even better.
It's all that beautiful stuff.
All the feels.
All the feels. I
Yeah.
love it. I just threw like a deep question to you right away, and you're
Okay.
like, I got this. This is my life. I
Let me dive
understand.
in.
Let me take it back to when I was 4. And that's what I love. That's what I appreciate. It's like being very present, being very real, and like sharing what's like internal. And I love seeing, like, since we've met, all the beautiful things that you've worked on and all the like joy that you bring to people. Like I said, we worked on a project together, and I just felt like we were all like looking and feeling great. It's, it's all about the energy we bring to set.
Yeah.
And also the way you were interacting with my children, with my husband.
I love kids.
Right? We all love
Such
you.
a big part of my life.
Right? So it's like that you are not only doing this work, but you're bringing like your whole self and an energy to your work. Maybe you can tell us a bit about your work and like kind of where it started and where you've taken it to.
Yeah, I would love to. So I have been in this industry 15 years plus, I would say. And by this industry, I would say it's the beauty industry, whether it was hair, makeup. I have done clothing styling for a multitude of people. It's just something that I'm so unbelievably passionate about. Growing up, I did dance, I have musical theater, I had an older sister, and I always just absolutely adored plain dress up. And so from a young age, what is that? That's clothing, that's hair, that's makeup. So getting to do that on myself, on my friends, on my older sister, that was a huge passion as a child. And then, middle school, when you start wearing some makeup, my friends would start asking me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but they said I was good at it. So then I just continued to do it and play around some more. And yeah, it was truly I would say the drive of my sister that would push me to do it further.
Right.
Because so my amazing parents always wanting the best for me.
Right.
They were always intrigued to have me enter maybe, a career that had a confirmed amount, a confirmed pay grade, a confirmed paycheck that was coming in, not knowing what the beauty world would offer.
Right. They're like, it's like parents almost of that generation would be like, okay, these are the careers that will make money, and that's what you should aim for.
Totally. And I respect that, and I appreciate it.
It's like nervousness, fear, it's just like what they knew.
Totally. And so I would say it was, at first I was going to be an orthodontist. That was ambitious. and then I realized quickly I enjoy talking too much. So I was like, okay, retract. I enjoy socializing.
What do you think? And they're like, blah, blah, blah.
Well, no, that wasn't even it. I was like, I enjoy socializing. Let's bring back those years of school I want to do. So then I was like, I'll be a dental hygienist, good money, still talk a little bit. And then I swear to you, I was in the dental hygiene or the dentist chair one day, and my hygienist is looking over me trying to talk in her scrubs and her scrunchie and her Timex watch. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I need to look cute. I need to do my hair, my makeup. I can't wear a Timex watch. I can wear a scrunchie every now and again. And from that day, I remember going home to my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, I need to follow my passion of hair and makeup. And coincidentally, an opportunity came up. I moved to the Cayman Islands. Amazing. And I lived there for 2 years, working for Estee Lauder for one.
Beautiful.
And it was kind of the first taste of the industry. So I was like, I like this. Maybe not behind a desk, like doing sales, but I do like the interaction with people. I like the stories that I get to hear. So I moved home 2009 from the Caribbean, started at Blanche McDonald 2010, and I've done a gamut of things. I've been to New York Fashion Week. I've traveled through the Caribbean. I've done friends' weddings. I've done editorials. I've done music videos. I've done reality shows, Hallmarks, a gamut, Netflix TV shows. It's kind of been never ending, and that's
amazing.
But everything that I come back to is I love the human connection I get to have in it all.
Right.
And the makeover, I've cried, tears of joy, beauty, love. Like, I get to watch the growth of some of my clients, which is cool. Like you're saying that you have with your friends. I've, been there for the day that they're crying about an ex-boyfriend to the day that they are getting their hair cut prior to the birth of their first child at their wedding days, and I just feel so honored to get to be a part of people's lives in that way. And I get to be behind the scenes with them in their most intimate moments.
Beautiful.
Which is so special.
That is so special. And you're the right person for that, because I feel that you bring that like connection, that calm, that support. And I feel like, when we do things in life, when we go through things in life, that's what we want, right? Is someone who's by our side or in our energy or on our team that is like cheering us on, that is like there for us, that is encouraging.
Well, and I often say, so I also work at the TED conference.
Yeah,
and
I love it.
That's not glamour and that's not glitz, but that's an unbelievable life experience to be backstage right before these people who you can look up to and think they know what they're doing, they know what they're speaking about, and they do.
Like the top in their fields.
The top in their fields, but I'll be that touch point right before stage, and I get to have that moment of breath with them, and I'll be like, everyone's got this.
You're going to be great.
Yeah, and it's so special. I'm truly honored, and I'll always reflect that, with Chris, the owner of TED, he'll always ask me every day, what did you take from yesterday? Or how does this make you feel? And I was like, oh gosh, this makes me feel like I need to go back and rethink my career. I need to achieve more. And he always looks at me and goes, Sara, you do a lot. You achieve a lot. And a lot of people couldn't do what you do.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing. And that's Chris Anderson, who's working with like the top people in the world, right? And so you and having that conversation, that daily interaction and saying like, okay, yeah, I am doing. And so like, like it is amazing. Like you are doing these things. And so you know, hair and makeup and styling. And then you were inspired to even take it to the next level with your business partner, Michael, right?
Correct. So I've evolved. I started in makeup. I dabbled in some clothing styling because I've always loved plain dress up, and then evolved makeup with hairstyling. And then my good friends, Michael Gibson and Calvin Cass, opened a phenomenal, one of the top salons in Vancouver, or the top salon in Vancouver, brush salon. And when they opened that, they approached me. I started working with them there. And then, I think it was 9 months, a year later, I stepped behind the chair, my apologies, and started doing cuts, colors, extension work, and all of that. So now that's been 10 years since the salon opened. And I have just fallen in love with every part of being behind the chair. Again, having my clients there is so special. And now I'm so thankful. I have a closed book of clientele. I see most clients every 6 to 10 weeks. And so having that touch point with these people is unbelievable. And Michael and I, so having worked together for the past 10 years, having been friends for, 20 plus years, shall we say, during COVID, we took it upon ourselves to start discussing business together. And in 2021, we launched our hair extension brand, Harloc Hair Extensions.
Amazing. That's amazing. Such a big leap, right? And like, look at her hair. It looks pretty phenomenal. It's like gorgeous, right? Can I touch it? I want to touch it. Oh yeah, it's so beautiful and like.
Thanks.
Do you get asked that often? Can I touch it?
This is always my thing. I feel like I am a dad. I've got a problem with dad joke. I'm not actually a dad, but I love a dad joke.
Yeah, I'm like, this is taking a quick turn. This is taking a quick turn, and I didn't know. Let's talk about some other things.
No, so everyone was like, oh my gosh, is that your hair? And I'm like, well, technically.
Technically it is. I own
it is
this
my company.
Hair. This is my company. That's a good line. Just be like, it is my hair. Let me tell you about how it's my hair.
Exactly. And then I have to get into the story of Harloc, of course.
I love it. And I love, like, it's just really cool branding too. Like I've seen some of the like things that you and Michael have done in these shots. Like I just got to flip my hair right now because that's like how you're doing it in these commercials. And it's just very... I love like you're outside, like you're not feeling limited. I can see in what you're creating, you're not like limiting yourself. You're like, how can we be creative? So like you're using all of your skills and your approaches and like, you're like, this is what we're going to do. And it's really landing, like it's landing so amazingly. And what's really great is as I'm seeing you expanding, right? Like your business is growing. And next thing I see, you have partnered with some wonderful women, Nat and Liv, right? Maybe tell us a bit about like how your business has grown and how you've partnered with new people.
So Michael and I initially being friends for a multitude of years, we initially launched Harloc, and we have grown it to be this beautiful, beautiful brand that is. And now being in business for about 2 years, we have always discussed growth and expansion, and that's, our goal, of course, in any business. You want to see it achieve. I call it my baby because I don't have any children myself, and this is my baby. I want to see it grow. I want to see it do well. I want to see it, get in places that I could never achieve.
Yes, like as a woman in business expansion. What else? What can we do?
What else? What more can I don't know what it is. And again, this is maybe something from younger years, but people always provide me with their fears, respectfully so, when I talk to them about business. And I'm like, I don't know. My biggest fear is I'm going to blow this thing up. My biggest fear is how big can I make this? And can I keep up with myself? So with the brand, since Michael and I have launched, we've always discussed our next steps and where we can go with it, how we can achieve these things. So Natalie, Olivia, and I have been friends for 7+ years. We met they were so sweet to invite me on to be their hair and makeup artist for their TV show, Relatively, Nat and Liv.
Amazing.
And we just connected. They're both the most beautiful women, the most beautiful souls. They have invited me in basically like family from day one. And, you know, that's what you and I talk about.
Yes.
So I think having that connection with Nat and Liv has just been so special to me.
Yeah.
And since launching Harloc, of course, I wanted to introduce it to them. They're the gurus of beauty in Hollywood. You know, they're part of the world of everything. And I just appreciated them. And the day I introduced them, they were like, let us get you here. Let us introduce you to these people. And they were just
amazing,
instantly, organically wanting to see me achieve the biggest things I could. And I was so appreciative and thankful. And instantly I was like, well, this could be a great addition. So Michael and I started discussing the possibilities and, you know, introduced that to Natalie and Olivia, introduced Michael, Natalie and Olivia. And it just has been this beautiful synergy of, it was, like I've said, it's just been so organic and easy. You know, Natalie and Olivia originally being from Canada as well. It's
amazing.
this really,
all the Canadian girls coming together.
Yes, like it's such a great quartet for a brand to have. You know, we've got a little bit of everything, and we all are there to empower each other. We're all there to achieve these huge goals that we have faith that we will achieve. And you know,
I love that.
Why not?
You know, I speak on powerful partnerships and how important those are and how we can come together in business and life, you know, like being friends, being connected, but then also being in business. And imagine people coming together who want to see each other win.
Yes.
Who want to like lift each other up.
Well, and I think it's seldom when people, and I love connecting people.
Yes, you're really great. You're great. Sarah will be like, I have someone for you to talk to. And I'm
it'll
like,
be like
cool.
out of nowhere, haven't spoken in months. They'll be like, hey, Nisha, I'm going to introduce you to this person. Can I give out your number? Perfect.
Yeah, great. I've already done it. I love it. Thank you. Please do. But it's amazing. It's a great quality.
Well, you never know, right? I'm like, I like these people. They make sense. Let's make this a world, a more connected place. And I think again, I don't know where this comes from, but I've got the gift of the gab, and I love schmoozing. And so if I can connect those humans, and that's what's now happened with Michael, Nat, and Liv and I, and it's just been such a cool. And I think the biggest word is organic.
Organic, so it's just like a natural.
Yeah, like I think even for me in business, that's a huge part of it too.
I love it. What else is so fascinating is that as you have launched your new business, right, like this beautiful Canadian business, what we've seen is some big things right out of like, you know, month one of your partnership. And so we see like Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian, you know, like wearing Harloc hair on their social media.
How crazy.
And it's wild actually, right? I'm like, oh, scrolling, what? Okay, amazing. And like, you know, this is some really big, like if we think about them, they are smart women in business, 100%. Right? They are smart women in business, and they probably get hundreds of products coming across their desk every day. And for them to be like, hi, this is me, and I'm wearing this in Harloc hair, like that is a really huge thing. And so what has this done for you and like your business, your brand?
Yes. So unbelievably thankful when, you know, anybody, our consumers, our retailers, everybody, the support, like I truly feel it and I appreciate it. Of course, understandably, when it comes from the Kardashians, it's unbelievable because the volume in which they have an outreach for is unbelievable. You know, you look at some of the numbers, and that is that of a country. So
wow, right? They're business people.
Having somebody from the Kardashians, specifically, you know, Kim, unbelievably thankful, and Khloe.
Yes,
it's such an honor. It's something that brands dream of, and I'm very thankful. And it's so cool because, you know, Natalie and Olivia have that great, again, organic, beautiful friendship with them.
Yes. So it's like living the dream, right? Living the dream, like working with
we're in the clouds
amazing women. Like this is Women of Wonder, like working with amazing women who are supportive, and it's organic and it's connected, and it's not like, hey, but like it's just, this is working, this is in flow, right? And when it's in flow, it feels good. And then you can all elevate together, and pretty like fantastic energy that you can also be like, I'm doing it, and I'm getting out there, and you know, like marketing is huge. It's like massive. And so even seeing that another amazing woman wearing Harloc hair was Paris Hilton at the
Yes.
Grammys. Like, tell
Oh
us
my
about
goodness.
this. This is some big stuff.
This was Michael's
Was it Michael?
dream.
Wow, his dream. Yeah, I can imagine. This is all the dreams.
Michael, I know that we are, myself, Natalie, and Olivia. Of course, Michael had to be born on International Women's Day just to represent.
Oh, just to he's in the mix. Michael's
in the mix.
He's got the hair. He's got the flow.
Yes.
He's in the mix.
He's in the mix. So yes, Eduardo Ponce, he was so unbelievably sweet, and he utilized Harloc extensions
Amazing.
on Paris on the Grammy weekend, and it looked
stunning,
mighty beautiful,
right? Like something so beautiful. And so how does that inspire you, right? To be a woman in business and to see these other women who are, top of their game in business. How does that inspire you to see women working together and doing this work? And
I think there's some days that there's days that we all can get overwhelmed,
Yes.
I stop and I give myself some check-ins and I go, okay, Sara, you don't have children. You can do this.
You can do this.
Okay. I still work behind the chair at Brush Salon. I still do freelance work and dabble in makeup, focus on hair. And, I have weekends now. I haven't had weekends available since I was 14 years old.
Oh, wow. So you've carved it out?
Well, sometimes.
Wow.
But I stop and I do kind of a self-check. If I'm feeling overwhelmed and feeling something overcome me, I go, okay, I'm okay. This is, you feel, growing pains as a child, you feel those pains because your growth. Well, I think you sometimes feel these anxieties or these pressures or these things because you're growing, and you can either choose to push through the growth or sit in the growth and let it destroy you. And I think when I start to feel those, I reflect and digest and say, I can do this. I'm not the only person experiencing this. There are other brand owners. Look at Kim, look at Khloe. They've got, some of these women. Look at Beyonce. Okay. I'm not out here performing for 60,000 people, Nisha.
But if you wanted to, you can.
I got to film a TikTok for 5 minutes. I can do it.
It takes my whole day.
Exactly. So, I kind of just tried to choose and digest and reflect and say, you can do this.
I love that. And, I want to talk a bit about what even inspired you to get into the beauty industry and all this work right from the beginning, because I think that your story is a very powerful one. And maybe you could tell us a bit about your inspiration from, as being a girl.
Of course. So brought up, I had an older sister, and I used the term had because I had my sister taken from me about 16 plus years ago now. So my older sister is Lindsay Buziak, and she was tragically murdered 16 plus years ago in Victoria. And, having that as a part of my life and knowing that she is a presence in my life, she was and is still, because I believe she is still in my presence somewhere, truly my biggest cheerleader. And I always know that from day one, and, my friends will laugh because they had older siblings that they would always fight with. Of course, we fought about clothing. Okay. But, my sister and I, she was always like, Sara, you got this. Always throwing me into the mix. And she was a boisterous, huge personality herself.
Yeah.
But she was the one pushing me to do hair, to do makeup, and not be afraid of the fears that others might put on me, and to get into this industry and to just hold my head high and know that I can achieve things. She always did that herself. She was excelling in the real estate industry at the age of 24. So I think it was just something like a fire burning inside of her that she really put in me. And I remember nights, crying to her about boys and crying to her about who knows what as a hormonal teenager. And I still, to this day, think about that and know I do cry, because I think you've lost a sibling.
I lost my brother
and
too. Yeah.
It's, you go through these moments, and, now I would say, oh, fuck, shoot, sorry.
You can. It's fine. It's fine. Anything. You can say anything you want.
It's you lose the person. You have those moments you desire to call them, and you desire to share with them. And, the day that Nat and Liv signed on with the brand, the day that I launched my brand, the day that I go through anything, I want to pick up and call my sister. And, I just, again, stop and kind of speak to her. And I know that she's there supporting me. And I know that there's a lot of those type of things in the universe that are keeping me moving. And I think that's it. Also the women around me. Women and all of my friends. I've got a phenomenal community of people.
Amazing. It's like that support really helps. And so do you feel your sister in the work you're doing as you propel forward?
Yes. Lindsay is in my work every day. She loved a makeover moment. She loved her hair. She loved her nails. She loved her makeup. She was finding things on eBay before I even knew what eebay was.
Oh, really? She'd be like, you need this.
She was going out to the small suburbs getting extensions sewn in when they were probably like far, far more questionable hair quality. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty special that this has become, and even her friends will reach out to me and say the same things. They're like, of course you evolved into owning a hair extension brand. Lindsay was the one hawking it out of her trunk in grade 12.
Way. She was the one that was like, I've got this hair extension thing. That's amazing.
Yes,
that's an amazing connection.
Ours is sourced ethically. It is Slavic hair.
Okay, you're right.
Much nicer than what she had in her trunk.
Okay, this is hilarious. This would be great to have a photo of that or something like
somewhere. I think I've got some of her tendrils she ordered off of God knows what.
Who knows where when eBay was a thing. Exactly. And that is, it's like, I think it's really important and powerful to hear like the why, like why do we choose the paths we do and what motivates us. And then I think it's that thing that when things are tough, that keeps us going, right? And like life is not always easy, right? As you know,
it's a wild roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster.
And I always say maybe that's why I don't like roller coasters. Actually,
you're like, that's enough in my real life.
Like, I don't need to go. I need to like the peony. I don't need to do that.
I don't need all that.
I'll stay on 2 feet because this is a roller coaster. This journey.
This is enough. This is enough. And so when things do become this roller coaster, this like challenge, what is it that helps you keep going? Like I think it's easy. We could be like, I'm just gonna, like for women in business, they could be like, oh, this is too much. I don't know how to do this. It's like all these. What do you do to keep it going? To keep yourself like on track and motivated and just.
One thing that I am very thankful for, and I say this to my mom, again, since I was little, I've slept like a baby. So that's like something I can savor. But one thing that I do if I am feeling overwhelmed or I am feeling I need that growth, like I said, I reach out to friends and I'm honest about it. Or I just try to journal sometimes and try and get it out, because if I have it in and it feels too icky or you push yourself too far, it might be too far and you feel too overwhelmed and you're not doing what your purpose is. So I always again check in on myself and am I having fun? I got into this industry because it's my passion. I'm so thankful. I'm so lucky. You're doing your passion. You're also passionate about women and people and to check in. And I say this to Michael and the girls often, are we having fun? Like I still want it is business, but are we having fun?
Are we having fun?
Yeah.
This is it. This is the goal.
Life can be short sometimes. I hate saying that, but
we know that.
Unfortunately, losing my sister at 20, she was 24. I was 21 myself at the time. And I think I was, I unfortunately experienced a life lesson that a lot don't experience. And I stop and think, okay, Sarah, get up. Like, let's get out there. Sun's up. People are having fun. Let's partake in it.
And that takes a lot, right? Because I know it's like sometimes you're like,
and you can't accept those days. Like, trust me, I give.
You have those days.
If you saw me Saturday, I was, I was elbow deep in a cookie jar.
Like cookies, and I like cozy times. Like it's like taking those breaks as well.
Totally.
But then like.
Just allowing it of yourself and being honest.
I
think a lot of people don't allow it because we do get caught up in, is it achieve? Is it keeping up with the Joneses? Got to do that. And it's hard. Life is expensive. Life is, you have social media reflecting this life of other people, but stopping. And that's why I think it's important of the connection because, visuals, videos, all of that is overwhelming. And I know sometimes I'm even like, I need to do more. But I'm like, you know what? I had a great conversation for 2 hours. And maybe that was what I needed
That's what I needed. Maybe like that is the gift of life. Those are those moments, right? And that 100%. If we take that time to say, okay, I'm going to achieve, but I'm also going to rest, or I'm also going to like see what I have in front of me. Like, this is the gift. Yes. Then there won't be as much pressure to like just achieve. Because like, I love what you say, and I believe it too. A big part of this is fun.
It is. I forget.
Enjoyment.
I tried to give myself a word for a year. And I think it was 2 years ago. My word was fun. Like, of course, I have goals and I have, you know, my breakdown of things. But that 1 year was fun. Like, I think, and I put up a picture of me dancing as a kid in dress up, of course.
Cute.
And I was like, this is the energy I need to bring this year. I need to have fun. I forget sometimes,
yes.
you know?
And I feel like our siblings, your sister, my brother, would want that too.
Oh, goodness.
Right? Like, whatever life we have.
When that's like, you see a photo of your brother and he's just like huge smile on his face, and you know he still has that, right?
Yeah. So it's like us bringing that forth, and then also for like other women in business to see, like, it doesn't have to be so serious. Mm-hmm. You know, the best achievement, I think, is when you're enjoying it as you go.
Yes.
And so, Sara, like, as you know, do you have any words of advice for, let's say, women who are considering, I want to get into my own business?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's definitely reach out to people, start a conversation. I think conversations are important, and I'm so thankful and honored that I am surrounded by women in business. I would say 95% of my women are women in business, traditionally doing, achieving their highest in their life. There are even like, you know, stay-at-home moms that I take advice from. I think it's just so many stay-at-home moms, young women. I get advice from everybody around me, and
Amazing.
you take what you can from it.
Yes.
Sorry. And I think getting advice and having those conversations with people around you is really cool, and not always focusing on the fears, but just reflecting if you are speaking to them. And that's what I do. And, you know, they are informing me of, you know, if I was starting Harloc and what other people was in fear of for me. Okay, how does this sit? How does this feel? And I think that's what people don't do often, because there's a difference between this feels good or this feels like I can really not do it. Yes. And I always say, like, people can see that. So put out something you love. Put out something you're passionate about. Don't put out something that doesn't make sense to you as your person, because that won't keep you going, and that won't keep...
It's not going to draw the people in.
It's not going to draw it in.
It's got to be that authentic, real energy. And I think what you're saying is, like, tap into your intuition. Listen to your gut.
100%.
Does
Always
it feel
listen
good?
To your gut.
And if it feels good, it's probably going to shine.
We have this innate, deep intuition, and we get spidey senses.
Yes, we know. We have the feelings, all the knowing.
My witchy woman.
Witchy
come
woman.
to me, Stevie.
You know, like, I love it. I feel like we're all feeling even more drawn to tap into our witchy women.
Yes.
You know, like, who are we? What do we feel and know? And I think that is the beauty, and we're so grateful to have that in this moment in time, right?
Truly.
So I just want to say, like, thank you for
Nisha.
sharing your story and your journey, and end it back with, in your eyes,
our
stare
eyes.
into each other and love each other. And it is, but it's real, right?
So
like special. And as we like continue on our paths and we elevate and we get to like continually connect together and do more, I'm so happy.
Thank you.
And I just wish,
I'm so happy to be here today.
Yay.
This is such a great experience. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you. Oh, just so much love, right? But that's what it means. That's what I feel like. It's like the women of wonder rising together.
Yes. Woo! It's true. We have to.
We have to.
You know, we got to keep us going.
Yeah. And we want the best for all of you as well. So much love. Thanks for joining us.